Hello everyone and welcome to the 2026 Ram 1500. We are in a Laramie 1500 this week, and we have the HEMI V8 is back under the hood of this particular vehicle. And boy, let me tell you, this has been a great week with this truck. Really getting reacclimated to the HEMI engine and the 1500 lineup, as we have driven the tungsten model as well as the RHO from the past year or two with the Hurricane high output Inline-6, which is a fantastic engine. Honestly, in some cases a little bit better than this engine, but I am glad the V8 is back. You're getting standard sports exhaust now. With the HEMI V8, you have the eTorque mild hybrid system, which is actually really fantastic in real world applications. I've learned this week, and it's both impressed me with fuel economy, with its really smooth linear power delivery, being a naturally aspirated engine, that high revving nature of, well, higher revving nature than the high output Inline-6 that you're getting here as well, and of course that signature V8 rumble and sound. So let's go take this thing for a drive, see how it's handling out over the course of this week, and we'll talk about a little bit all the things they needed to do to make this V8 engine work with this latest generation Ram 1500. We have our circular style shifter here, which is metal, really nice. Put that into drive there. Reverse gets us quite a lot of camera systems as well, 360 cameras, trailer cameras. This thing's loaded up. We'll cover that in our full touring review. We have selectable 4-wheel drive auto, rear-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low, and we have some drive modes up here to play around with, from sport, off-road, auto as well, and tow modes. So really great stuff here. Very configurable digital cluster up here. We have a 33-gallon fuel tank as well, heads-up display, digital rear view mirror. This one does not have a sunroof, even though it's 80 grand as configured, but you know how that goes. And we have this colossal, like 14+ inch display over here with Apple CarPlay, as you can see, which is really great. It takes up the whole screen, which is really cool as well. 19 speaker Harman Kardon audio. I'm not too sure what this Grand Highlander is doing. Okay, let's head off though regardless and have a listen to this wild V8 sound. I love these turn signal cameras we have on this truck that are an optional feature as well, which I have to say are quite needed. A little snow on the hood today, which I cannot see because this car is white, but there you get a little taste of that wonderful HEMI V8 sound with the standard now sports exhaust system. Ram says this will deliver you around a 81 decibels of sound, which is pretty nice, and you can definitely hear it on the exterior. It's quite loud. But this car comes with a lot of other great, surprisingly fuel-saving features that I wasn't expecting to like this week, specifically the auto stop start, which is completely unintrusive in this vehicle thanks to the eTorque system. When it does activate, it's not like a starter motor starting it up, it's that instant belt starter generator which instantly comes to life, which I really like. It doesn't really interrupt you whatsoever, but you do have a button right here to disable that if you so would like. We also have a sport mode, like I mentioned, somewhere in here, which does disable traction control. Kind of holds revs a little longer. It's surprisingly sporty, actually, but you know, there's a lot of different ways you can get a Ram 1500. This is not the most dynamic one. You're gonna want to go with an RHO, but then again, you can't get a V8. And that is one thing we'll talk about in this video, is what models you can and cannot get a V8 with, because it's quite weird how they're doing it. But one thing I do love about Rams is how they drive. Now, we've experienced the RHO, which with its crazy off-road focus, you know, kind of more performance-oriented suspension system, but we've also experienced the tungsten with the adaptive air suspension system, which is also quite fantastic. This vehicle cannot, it can be optioned with the adaptive air suspension system. This one does not have it. So this now gives us our third flavor, really, of Ram suspension systems, which is just the standard suspension setup, which really actually is quite nice in this vehicle. I wasn't expecting it to like it as much this week as the other ones, but it's just as good as those. It really does handle well on the roads. You do notice a little bit more, you know, maybe some bumps from normal bumps and undulations in the road than an air suspension, but it's really quite refined, actually, quite well damped, even for having the bed in the back and everything. Really well sorted out suspension setup on the Ram, so I do like that quite a lot. Steering on these vehicles, obviously this is a pickup truck, a larger pickup truck as well, so you're not going to be expecting any sort of dynamic steering, but it's more direct and precise than I was expecting. Obviously there's not a lot of whole feel going on here, but it's pretty well controlled. This truck drives a lot more car-like than I was still going to be expecting for what you're getting here, which is actually quite nice of an experience, especially when you're driving A, around town, B, on the highway. And with this engine, that really nice, just smooth power delivery with the HEMI V8 really all comes together quite well. Now, if I pop it over to, and I might have to take a while to find it, here it is, our efficiency page here, this tells us some fun things. So if you're going to see Eco on here right now, that means it's in 4-cylinder mode, and you have a little 4-cylinder icon up there. So it's using cylinder deactivation right now, and the second I kind of get on it a little bit, that goes away instantly. You really will never notice that that's on unless you are looking at this screen, actually, because I didn't know it had it until I saw this screen. I was like, wait a second, it has cylinder deactivation. But yeah, so that with the eTorque does help to kind of help fuel economy. So if you are on a highway, you legitimately can see like 19 mpg, 18 mpg, which really isn't too bad. The Hurricane high output Inline-6, which has like 150 horsepower more than this engine, gets around the same mpg. I would say maybe 1 or 2 plus better. Isn't the most dramatic difference actually for losing 2 cylinders. But of course, all this comes up with the sound in this vehicle. You just cannot get over that wonderful, wonderful HEMI V8 sound that you get in this truck. If you want to cancel out of this camera here, you can disable it completely or just exit out of it there like that, which is nice. Really great sounds coming out of this truck. Otherwise though, it's really comfortable around town. My only gripe with this particular one, since we have pretty much every single towing package you can get on a Ram, are these mirrors, which are great for towing. Yes, they extend, they reverse, they have those dual levels to them, they're both heated, they have lights integrated into them, really advanced mirror systems, cameras all around, but they create such a large blind spot in your side views. So if you are not towing extremely frequently, I do not recommend getting these mirrors whatsoever. Otherwise, you know, I think they'll be beneficial to you, and you have a lot of great cameras and stuff for towing that are even up in this digital rear view camera as well, which is a really cool feature actually. It kind of does like a split view there. And this is the one dangerous part about getting a Hemi, is that you're always going to want to step on it because it sounds so good. That nice V8 rumble underneath you. They really did not mess around with the sound in this truck whatsoever. It's straight into that nice signature Hemi sounds all the time. That sports exhaust will always let you know you have a Hemi as well. They really did a good job in that sound department there in this truck. We're gonna head out onto the highway here now. I have a blind spot warning there. You can disable that. This car has a lot of safety features actually, this truck. I've been driving too many cars recently. I'm in sport mode, have a little bit of a light acceleration getting onto the highway here. Wonderful Hemi sound. And over the course of this week of driving it, I've only used 1/4 of the tank. That's how big this tank is. We had well north of like 450 miles as well. Let's merge out here onto the highway. Our great handy dandy cameras here to help make sure we're merging safely. Wow, yeah, that's a beefy engine. I'm surprised about the more instant response in sport mode as well. It actually does make a difference. You feel a little bit more of that acceleration earlier on. It gives the HEMI V8 a little bit of some revs, and that eTorque system actually acts as a torque fill in some cases on those early on acceleration moments. You get like an additional like 100 pound-feet of torque, I think, around that area, which is of electric boost, which is actually quite nice. But while we're out here on the highway, I'm going to put this back into our auto mode, and this is where the Ram really also quite shines really well. So out on the highway, it's going to kind of enter that eco mode a little bit more often, as you're not always going to be fully on throttle all the time. So you'll have that more efficiency aspect to this truck. Now, some other really cool things about here, if you do pay up extra, like this one is fully configured, is this thing has what I called in the Ram Tungsten Ram Drive. In all reality, it's just hands-free driving assist, but I like to call it Ram Drive because the little icon on the steering wheel is a steering wheel with a gigantic Ram logo on it. But all it is adaptive lane keep assist, cruise control, lane centering, and hands-free mode as well. So right now I just activated our standard radar adaptive cruise control. There is a screen in here that will kind of demonstrate what's going on if I can find it. Here we go. Safety screen here, and then if I press this little icon right here, hands-free adaptive driving assist activated. Look at that. Now we don't have things like auto, oh wait, we do. I think, yeah. It's just auto lane changed. Okay, I actually did not know it had that. So we have auto lane change as well. So this is actually the first time this week that feature has worked. It's doing it again, actually. Cool. So the thing about this hands-free drive system, unlike, you know, like Super Cruise or Ford's Blue Cruise, is I don't believe it works on as many highways and roads as those two other systems do. Though, as you can see, it does work really well. It worked really well in the Tungsten when we had that almost 2 years ago now. So really no complaints there. It's pretty confident in its actions. It will alert you if you're not looking at the road. If I turn away for just a second, or if I cover this infrared sensor that's staring at my face, it will probably start yelling at me, please look forward, to re-enable hands-free driving assist. I get vibrations in my butt as well. So yeah, pretty safe system here actually, and it's got auto lane change as well, so that's pretty nice. That's where that 80 grand price tag comes into this particular vehicle. Now, before we go head off onto another on-ramp here, kind of keep this on for a second, Ram had to integrate 13 different modules from this HEMI V8 into this all-new electrical architecture of this particular Ram generation 1500. They may not look dramatically different between these two generations, but there are called different generations because they have totally different wiring and electrical architecture. So that's why initially the HEMI V8 was not offered. So it did take a little time to make it integrated, but I guess they did a good job because I don't really notice anything weird whatsoever in this truck, which is a very good thing in that aspect right there. Pop it back into sport mode for just a second here. Traction control turns off because why not, right? Yeah, this thing handles surprisingly well, and I think that all comes from the RHO and the TRX's, you know, learnings and developments. I mean, the 1500's always been a really great truck architecture. I think one of the best interiors in class as well. And overall, I think one of the best rides on the road. I believe it's the only one still you can option with a full adaptive air suspension in addition to that. So it's got a lot of great customizability in this entire truck's lineup as well. But I think they've taken a lot of learnings from those higher end trucks and kind of sprinkled it throughout the lineup as well. Yeah, this has such great linear power. It's so great to be in a naturally aspirated engine again. One more time. Oh, I love that. You know, it's a huge difference than driving the Hurricane engines because you get that insane amount of crazy turbo boost, extremely low end down, and that you know, RPM range, like around like 2,000 RPM. You're getting crazy amounts of torque. You hear those like turbo spooling up, and you just are thrown back into your seat and launch away. But it only revs to around like 5,500, 6,000 RPM maybe before it starts shifting. This just keeps going all the way up to like almost like 7. It has a nice, you know, naturally aspirated engine sound and feel to it, which I do really appreciate. And I'm just happy we have more choices, I think, in the automotive lineup now, instead of being restricted to just a few, you know, engines right there. But this has been a really great week with the Ram 1500 with the HEMI returned. Would I have it in this particular configuration? I don't know, because you can only get this engine in a few specific trims. I believe it's the Warlock, this Laramie, and then I think the Limited and the Limited Longhorn. There may be one other model you can throw in there that can get the HEMI V8, and it's only in 4x4, and it's only in certain bed lengths you can get a HEMI. So they've really restricted your access to this engine in some cases. So you got to kind of pick and choose what model you want, how you want to configure it to really, you know, get the HEMI V8 if you're really interested in that. Otherwise, I think it's really great that they brought this engine back. Sounds great, feels great, it's really comfortable, incredibly smooth, has surprised me with efficiency as well. I'm going to pop it back into two-wheel drive mode because you can do that even though you are kind of forced to have four-wheel drive. Brakes on the truck are quite strong as well. Really no issues this week. And that's something I remember from the RHO. I know those have a more performance-oriented brake, but the braking was really, really strong in that truck. I'm also quite linear with the pedal. It didn't feel very grabby or bitey for a more performance-oriented truck. But for this truck, it's good to know you have some strong brakes, especially if you're going to be towing up to 11,300-ish pounds like this one can particularly do. So that's nice to see there. Yeah, it handles bumps really, really well. So well damped and smoothed out. You don't feel any sort of crashing whatsoever in this just regular Ram suspension. Really impressive stuff here, actually. Have a quick listen to our audio test track here, guys. 19 speakers again in this Harman Kardon audio system. I have to say, quite impressive. It gets really loud, and I like how it gets really loud and does not start distorting the audio as well. So really great stuff here. If you go for a tungsten or maybe a limited, I believe as well, you can get some higher end audio systems in this truck, which also sound just absolutely ridiculous and have way too many amounts of adjustment to them. But this is pretty good actually for a upgraded, more premium Harman Kardon audio system. I was quite impressed with that over the course of this week. So yeah, otherwise, really great truck. Would I option this particular one the way it is up to 80 grand? I don't know. I think I would look at just going straight into the limited if I wanted something more luxurious, or just keeping this Laramie a little bit more focused spec'd on some more of the key options you can get in this particular group, and keep it, you know, under maybe 70 grand, since this vehicle does start at 63 grand as a Laramie. But you have a lot of room to play around with in the Ram configurator and lineup. So the options are truly endless. As always, guys, though, thank you for joining us on yet another tour and review over at Allcarnews. And as always, stay tuned for more coming soon. Cheers.